people. Raw as one. The game's greatest prize is up for grabs. Here's the opening bounce. Simon Madden up against Manson. Couldn't take it away. Neither Francis. Pack develops in the middle. The umpire allowing it to go on. And it's Kerrison late into the team who sends the Pies into attack. Over the head of Monkhurst. Danaher getting back first. We'll see it over the line.
Goes touched.
And 1 point. First score of the day going to the Pies.
Off the boot is Shane Kerrison, who started on the back line and Ezard and came very quickly into the centre bounce.
Anthony Danaher sizing up his options. Comes to the members' flank with a good-looking kick. His brother Terry is in front of the pack. Couldn't complete the mark. Kransberg in strongly. Brown could have been pushed. He'll take it from outside 50.
Interesting, Brown not lining up at full forward.
He's had a wonderful final series to date. Centering kick in towards Manson. Came in from the side. Couldn't complete the mark. Tony Shaw kick is partly smothered. In towards full forward. Ezard taps away. Chris Danaher. 3 Danaher brothers playing today. Back towards Vanderhaar. Kelly defends well with a solid punch. Thompson is caught. Loses the football. Clear to kick it. Towards centre wing. Kelly on all fours. Gets it away to Kerrison. Short to half forward. It's good. He finds Russell.
So Russell has a clean possession. Just beyond centre half forward. The kick is high towards the goal square. Chipping in now Thompson. He's under enormous pressure for Essendon. Now Grenbold. Can't quite break clear, but he's held, but he didn't have it. So Grenbold will take the free kick at centre half back.
The umpire in the right position on that occasion. Rowan Sawyers.
Grenbold plays on quickly. Kicks it in towards the centre. Vanderhaar's in the van. He can't mark. Good punch from behind by Kelly. Kick it over, runs it. There's some real tough crunches going on. A free kick has been picked out of it. Shaw and Kick can have a dust-up. The free kick will go back to the Collingwood player in the centre of the ground. It's McGuan. And Collingwood will go into attack once again. They've had the most of the football. The kick right out in front, leading Barwick. Outside 50, Barwick goes back to get onto the right foot. Holds onto it, now gives the hand pass back to Mullane. Mullane onto the left foot. A good kick by Mullane to the front of the square. Marking contest, no one can take it. And
it's against
in that marking contest, the free kick will go back there to Simon Madden.
A bit slow in getting the ball down the ground on that occasion, Collingwood.
Madden off to Ezard from the back pocket. Wide to the outer side. One of the potential matchups of the season is between these two. Anderson and Darren Mullane.
Well, Darren Mullane's been carrying that right thumb injury. We see there his right thumb is heavily strapped and his football touch just a little bit off at this stage.
Doesn't stop him getting the hand pass away to Francis. Klein. Long under pressure. Real finals pressure. Kerrison has made a wonderful start. Anthony Danaher through his legs. Monkhurst, the big man, a chance to score. Onto the left foot. Doesn't pull it back far enough. Another behind.
Cricket turn, Sandy. You've got to keep your legs together. And Anthony Danaher didn't on that occasion. Straight through the open legs. And Monkhurst, if he's a little more skilled, should have kicked that.
Anthony Danaher again. Madden lopes to the outer side. He's looking for Kickett or Kransberg. Good use of the body by McGuan. Michael McGuan.
Started all right, Collingwood, haven't they? Settled down very well in the early minutes.
From 65 metres. Let's fly with a torpedo down towards full forward. Danaher in front of Monkhurst.
Well, they want the ball a little bit more than what Essendon do. Collingwood.
Danaher a chance to run. Kick it from behind if he can get some space. He can't because McGuan's in front again. He played on. Harvey got him from behind. Tony Shaw off to Moore. In trouble. Hamilton applies the pressure. Kick it to Shaw over it. Hamilton again. Taken over the line. He's lost it.
Absolutely. He never had control of that football.
A little bit of a dust-up between Kransberg and McGuan. Behind play there, Shaw and also Kickett. Russell and Anthony and Chris Danaher were at it also. So there's a few skirmishes.
Morwood kicks in towards full forward again. This time the big man's in front, Monkhorst, and he takes it on the chest.
Well, third time lucky for Monkhorst. Here he is in front of Anthony Danaher, and the big fellow, much improved player, starting off at the full forward line, has played all his games this year in the ruck as #1 ruckman.
And from here we'll be able to gauge just how severe this wind is. He drifts it right across the face. It bounces off the chest of Manson. Dacos, always a danger in front. O'Donnell on his hammer. That'll be another classic duel. Tapped wide by Van der Haas, solidly met, loses it. Izzard. And Alan Izzard pushes Essendon out of trouble to the outer wing, and Tim
Sandy,
Watson.
brilliant play by O'Donnell there to just harass Dacos out of it. Chance for Michael Long, the mercurial Michael Long, gets around, the left foot kick, looking for Kickett, but in short, Thompson takes the mark for the Bombers.
He stands his ground, doesn't he, Mark Thompson? He's a solid, courageous player.
The kick is long to the opposite side of the ground. Nearly a mark to Hamilton. It's been paid on the 50-metre line.
And that's great running from Hamilton. Coming down on that back line, you can see there, he's well within kicking distance. They're 55 metres out.
Hamilton's kick, the drop punt, across the face. Salmon! Written all over the football was Paul Salmon's name, and he marks 25 metres out directly in front.
Well, he has had a groin problem, Salmon, and he is the danger man up there. There is nobody, I believe, in this Collingwood side that can counter him. As you can see there, very mobile, very quick, got away from Christian, and he proved a real headache in their first encounter.
Salmon directly in front, shoots for goal, it's close, it's home. Essendon have got the first goal.
Well, it's very frustrating if you're in the Collingwood players' boots at the moment, because they've attacked. We've played 7 minutes of this game, and they have really controlled the game. And then for Essendon to go into the forward line on the only occasion and capitalise with a goal, I really feel for those Collingwood fellows. But that's football. It's a long way to go.
Essendon lead by 4 points. Centre bounce again. Harvey forced to do the ruck work, although Madden came late over the top. Morwood.
Good stuff, Long.
Beautifully played by Long. Tried to get it out towards Thompson, who was claimed. Long goes in again, trying to push out to Anderson. The boot goes in from Kerrison. Izzard's kick is high. Into the centre. Harvey. Better be quick. Russell got him from behind. He got his kick. Round towards full forward. No mark taken. Right. Under pressure. Quick hand pass to McGuan. Tumbles at the centre wing. Tony Shaw. Chris Danaher on him, but he gets it away. Francis kicks over centre wing. Through Manson. Past Madden. O'Donnell towards the boundary line. And a throw in to take place.
We saw a bit of a problem there. Manson's a little bit quicker than what Madden is. The two ruckmen now contesting. If Manson was to move Madden around the ground, could be a bonus for Collingwood.
Manson tried to pluck it out of the air, but it's Madden. Flicks it on to Kickett. Tries to shovel it forward. Kelly intercepts. Off to Dacos. A long way down the ground. Kicks over centre wing. And a good attempt to mark by Hamilton. Not paid. Grenville lends good support. But kicks poorly. And the mark is taken by Manson.
Manson's a little forward of centre wing. Has the chance to kick Collingwood to within scoring distance. A Collingwood mark taken by Barwick. And Barwick kicks the ball long distances.
And Grenville was 10 metres behind his opponent on that occasion. Barwick, look, there's
it's
Barwick.
his fault, Don. The kick from Grenville came out, and it was a poor kick by David Grenville, giving Collingwood the chance to go back into attack.
Now, he could kick this, Barwick. He is a prodigious kicker, the footballer. The former Tasmanian started with Fitzroy.
Barwick will need a 60-metre kick to score. It's a beautiful looking kick. Will land in the square. Essendon mark taken by Terry Danaher. And what an absolute champion Terry Danaher is. They had a big job back there picking up Gavin Brown, and this man has it. Terry Danaher at full back. Comes to the members' side. The drop punt kick goes outside 50. Van der Haar in front. And he takes the mark. Paul Van der Haar, the Flying Dutchman. In one of his last games of AFL football, I would suggest, playing in a grand final.
Towards the wing. Was looking for Cransberg. Russell pulled off the ball. Cransberg overruns it. So too does McGuan. Morwood flicks it back to try and accommodate Russell. But he takes it over the line with good pressure work from Chris Danner.
Already a change been made. Cransberg off right. Now Long is picking up right.
On centre wing. Manson to Russell. To half-forward Datos. Well, he wanted Barwick going past. He's just a little too quick. O'Donnell into the space. Watson, will we see a lightning burst of speed? Stabs it up to half-forward, looking for Buick. Christian and Salmon both go to ground. Christian first to recover. Kicks wide. Again towards the members' wing. Cransberg almost gave a nose. Madden had an area, and the ball sailed over the line.
Will you expect a fiery opening? We just have not had it, Sandy.
No, it's just been good finals pressure. Madden in front. Down towards Thompson. Been a key player for the Bombers.
It's good pressure by Scott Russell, though. He gave the kick away to Thompson. It just shows how these players are psyched up. They've got the right ideas and firmly planted in their brain.
Kick down towards the 50-metre line for the Bombers. Long and low, the drop punt. The only man to fly is Dennis Banks. And he takes it at half-back. Plays on quickly to Gayfer.
Gayfer goes further to Mullane. Mullane, the left foot kick. No one home for Collingwood. Coming up is Thompson. Thompson's had 4 possessions already. Buick, left foot kick by that player towards full forward. Right goes for the player, which was Salmon. Back there is Christian. Christian tidies up for the Magpies off to Tony Shaw. And Tony Shaw's high drop punt kick towards centre wing. Nearly the mark to Matt. Helping out is Buick. Goes to Van der Haar. Van der Haar goes long looking for Salmon. Salmon in front, takes the mark. By gee, Donny's going to be a real problem for Collingwood if Essendon can afford to play in the full forward all day.
Well, it's an interesting matchup. We've seen the ball down there twice. He's taken the mark. We've also seen Christian run off Salmon and kick the ball down the ground. And Salmon cannot give chase. He's just not quick enough on the ground. But it was interesting also, right earlier after that clash with Salmon, a little bit shaken up, but he's back on his feet now, but it certainly did take the wind out of him.
So Salmon a little, just slightly closer than 40 metres, directly in front. He's already kicked 1 goal. Essendon, he hooks the kick, the breeze brings it back a little bit, but not far enough. And it's through for a behind. So the Bombers, 1-1-7, lead Collingwood 2 behinds in the early stages of this very, very important game.
It's always interesting to see the players' reaction as soon as they've kicked the ball. On Salmon's case, he knew it wasn't going for the goal. He tilted his head on the side, realised he was going for a point, tried to will it back through the big sticks, but to no avail. And there's a change being made. Monkhorst going off. Interesting. Starcevic, former Western Australian, coming on.
Banks brings it back into play. Looking for Manson on the outer side. Off to Kerrison. The late inclusion has been busy early. Kick is smothered hard. They give Harvey a chance at the back. Couldn't take it cleanly. Chris Danaher working at the bottom. Watson now. Look at him burst clear. He's got to give a little ground. Kicks it high. Thump to ground. Taken by Russell. Hurriedly to the wing. Manson. Will need someone going past. And he's got it. Mullane. The short stab pass up towards McGuan. Couldn't take it on the half volley. Is grabbed. Puts the handball over the top.
Sandy, it's interesting, isn't it? We all talk about the skill of the game. The guys practice it throughout the year. But when you get into a final such as this, skill goes out the door because the pressure is just enormous.
Madden won it, but Mullane, if he can keep it in, will be first to it. Now he flicked it over the line. Picked up by the umpire.
There's the pressure because Mullane just could not handle the ball because of the pressure.
And he's sore hand too, Don. He certainly has a sore hand.
Well, he hasn't really trained, has he, properly for a number of weeks.
Cransberg putting Essendon inside 50. Oh, Kelly the fly. Couldn't take the mark, but he's still down there burrowing for it. The whistle has sounded.
Free kick Collingwood's way.
He's got a free kick out of it. Craig Kelly across the border from South Australia with the aim of playing in a premiership team, has his chance today. Van der Haar gives it away to Buick, stabs into 7.
Now, in his earlier days, he really had trouble making the distance, Salmon, when kicking for goal. He certainly has worked on it as he's got older. Let's see what he can do on this occasion.
It looks as though Kelly now has the job on him. It's a good-looking kick. It's the woodwork.
He really didn't line that up on that occasion, Salmon. It's about 45 metres out. You can see there Kevin Sheedy not happy at all.
Kerrison kicks the ball into himself and then kicks it wide. Francis, good pressure from Thompson. And the ball over for a boundary throw in right half forward for Essendon. Halfway through the first term, and the Bombers lead by the goal that has been kicked by Paul Salmon. Anderson, but Harvey with skill. The pass is good. Watson has been a terrific player in the early minutes. Danaher, that's Chris. The goal front, Salmon! Well, what a problem.
You could see that happening as soon as the ball left the boot of Chris Danaher. I looked down the ground. It was Kelly on Salmon, Kelly in front, and he had the drop. Watch Salmon, has got the drop here on Kelly. Look, there's just no way known Kelly could have stopped that.
Now Salmon has been put on a bit of an angle, but surely with only about 10 or 12 metres between him and the goal line, he shouldn't miss this.
Has taken 4 marks so far in this quarter to really stamp his authority early.
Go back to 1984, Sandy, when he kicked 63 goals, did his knee in about round 13. He was hot that year.
Salmon punts for goal. He's happy. It's there. So Salmon gets his second goal, and Essendon, after the early 8 minutes or so, have really come down to earth pretty quickly. They're 2-2-14, the Bombers. Collingwood are 2 behinds.
And would you believe that this man about to take the mark here, Paul Salmon, has kicked the entire score of the Essendon side. There he is, he's just too big. And Christian now at centre-half back. And Kelly on the forward pocket on Salmon.
12 points the margin. Simon Madden prepares again for the centre bounce. Up against Manson, Chris Danaher, after that fine kick, couldn't take it away. Scott Russell flicked it round his body, wide to the wing, Long gives chase. He's quick, so too is Wright. 2 very, very skillful players.
It's interesting following that ball there. Wright was against 4 Essendon players, so that might give you an indication of how this game is progressing.
Madden gets front spot again. Chris Danaher couldn't take it cleanly. Tony Francis a chance with the left foot. Towards the 50-metre line. Hamilton makes good ground, but couldn't take it on the half volley. McGuan Clay. Thompson tries to soccer off the ground. Hamilton pulled off it illegally. Kransberg taps it wide. Madden, well, he did a bit of shepherding that could have almost lost him the football.
Well, he didn't want the ball on that occasion, Simon Madden. Very lucky not to be penalised because he did not have eyes for the ball at all.
Just forward of centre wing for Collingwood. Madden slaps it. Straight to right, however. Flicks it round his body. Krosiska goes wide. Over the line. And another throw in. 65 metres around from the Collingwood goal. Madden always starts from behind but gets front spot again. Thompson out in front of kicker. Barwick's quick here. He can beat him. Doug Barwick. Clever hand pass to Mullane. Anderson taken out of it.
By Shaw, by Francis.
This is Shaw. On him is Grenville. And he's wearing him like a glove. Over the line.
Terrific umpiring there, I thought. Let the play go. All players putting in a big effort. You really have to earn a kick. Boundary throw in just inside 50 metres, right half forward for the Magpies. They are still to score a goal. It has been a question mark against the Collingwood forward line all the year. And we're well into this first term. And they are still goalless. Essendon kick it out. Mark taken by Tony Shaw between the centre and centre wing. Looking for Brown. Kicks it in the full forward direction. No mark taken. Morwood can't gather it. O'Donnell can. And O'Donnell's kick Well, the safety is there for Essendon. It's the boundary line.
In rugby terms, he was going for touch, but also that's an indication of the pressure. He did not look where he was going with that ball. He just went safety first. O'Donnell.
Over the line once again, and another throw-in.
It's interesting, Sandy, that Collingwood have reverted back to that small forward line. Dacos on Brown. There's the Prime Minister, Mr. Hawke.
And it looks as though Christian has gone back on Salmon. Manson wins it over the back. Morwood under pressure. Flicks it wide, but straight to kick it. Back to kick it again. Second take. Izar. Round his body. Van der Haar.
What a great grab by Izar, Sandy. The hands look beautiful.
The Bomber veteran. Towards Salmon. Christian's wearing it like a glove.
Free kick to Salmon.
Not to be. Bomber fans don't like it. Play goes on. Starcevic on the outer wing. Flicks round his body towards Krasiska. In front, but needs someone going past. Barwick is there. Can he keep it in play? No, he can't.
Gee, you don't get two grabs at it. Doug Barwick there really should have taken the first grab, tried to kick it. Paddling it towards himself, the pressure's too great.
That's exactly right, Ian. It's a one-grab game today.
Boundary throw in, up over the top, Starcevic. No one can break clear. A tap to the advantage of Dacos. Look at the gather. The right foot snap. This is a miraculous kick. Unbelievable. Peter Dacos has posted Collingwood's first goal for the day. And he creeps ever so close to the magical 100 goals for the season.
Well, as soon as Dacos grabbed this ball and went near it, I heard the Collingwood crowd really lift their vocal encouragement, and aren't they rewarded with a magnificent goal? That is his 96th goal for the season.
The Pies bounce back with a wonder goal from the wonder player Dacos. Shaw cleverly to Morwood. Starcevic picks it up nicely. Swings round his body. Out comes the dashing Gavin Brown. Beautiful pickup. Round onto the left foot. Decides to give it to Russell. Could have been a mistake. He's claimed. Back to Brown. Gives it away again. Starcevic from 45 metres. Set sail with a drop punt. The Pies fight back. But it's only a behind.
Well, we've talked about Salmon up on the Essendon forward line. Conversely, on this forward line for Collingwood, they've got speed as against height. And so that's also going to be a worry for the Essendon side.
O'Donnell brings it back into play. Harvey wants to give it out to Thompson. Francis has got him. Finally out the back to Shaw. Francis does the shepherding work for him. Eventually over the line. Kransberg, hands on hips.
Looks as if he's picking up Michael McGuan now, Kransberg. Started on right, on the wing.
Manson over the top with the right hand. McGuan leaned into it. Starcevic got it out to Morwood, back to Manson. They're doing the handball. Dacos back to Morwood again. We'll try and go back to Dacos. Anthony Danaher intercepts, however. Shovel forward to Grenvold, and he's got a bit of space. David Grenvold, centering kick, long, in front but couldn't take it. Francis lost it. Tony Shaw also. Gafer, a hurried kick, down towards the forward line.
Oh, courage.
Shown by Chris Danaher. It started well.
Chris Danaher just on the attacking side of centre half back. A
50-metre penalty.
Gavin Brown not coming back on the mark when asked to do so by umpire Rowan Saws. So that brings Danaher up towards the centre. The kick inside 50 metres. Van der Haar fighting hard and gives away the free kick. No, yes he does. The free kick is against Paul Van der Haar and it'll go to Craig Kelly.
There's a lot of body on body before this ball comes in the vicinity of these players marking the ball. We see there Van der Haar holding, but we'll see a lot more of that as the day goes on.
Kelly kicks it wide towards centre wing. Punched by Banks. Anderson there for Essendon, beaten for it by Banks. Two Essendon players apply the tackle, and no effort by Banks to move it on, so the free kick will go to the Bombers, taken by Chris Danaher.
Danaher sends Essendon into their attacking zone, but almost as though he picked out Michael Christian.
There is not one Essendon forward inside their 50 metre line.
Christian Goes back towards the wing again, a big pack of players. Trying to get it out was Manson, couldn't do so. Socket wide towards Anderson. Felt the pressure. Look at Banks, right on him.
That ball's hot, Sandy. You just mentioned he said he felt the pressure. A lot of other players out there feeling the pressure too.
Manson and Madden. Won by the Collingwood big man. Francis on to Morwood. Now Tony Shaw. To half forward, but Terry Dano standing all alone.
There was a poor kick. He had plenty of time to look.
Will come wide to the members. He's got Mark Thompson under pressure. Is able to push it wide, and he's got support. Hamilton is there.
Well done, Watson, off the ball.
Good shepherding work. Hamilton. Towards Vanderhaar. With him is Kelly. At the back right. On him is Izzard. Also long. Off to Shaw. Tony Shaw swings round his body. Banks slipped at the critical stage, but then so too did Watson. It allowed Banks in. Starcevic's kick is high. Krosiska could have been held by Hamilton. Who'll be first to recover? Krosiska taps it on. Barwick tried to push it through, but it's Grenvold who comes away with a kick to centre wing, only as far as Starcevic.
Doing well with possessions, Grenvold, but not doing enough with the football. Starcevic to Shaw. Tony Shaw inside 50 metres, getting back there.
Free kick. That was against
Terry Dano.
Yeah, over the shoulder he hit.
Brown, there's no one home. He goes for goal. It's coming back. It may bounce through. No, it doesn't. It just goes to the right. And the Collingwood fans oohing and ahhing. Where are those goals? Not to be. Greg Healy in the crowd, interested onlooker. Wouldn't he love to be out there? Anthony Danaher, who kicks the ball out of sight. Coming to this member's side. Goes for the torpedo punt kick. Doesn't quite come off, but Terry's read it well. Goes to play on. Now he's forced to. He's still got the football. They're under pressure in defence, the Bombers. Hamilton's hand passes astray. McGuire, skill, gets past, outside 50, goes for goal and misses badly. It's out on the full free kick to Essendon. Back there.
Well, we just wonder when these players are going to settle down, because we've seen some uncustomary errors in handling the ball. Watson on wing, and also Terry Danaher on that occasion. Stransberger, good mark.
From half back, Fransberg swings play towards the members' wing. Vanderhaar was his target, in front but couldn't take it. Kerrison takes it from Morwood. On to McGuire. Mickey from 60 metres. Stabs in towards full forward. And the mark is taken by Manson. So James Manson. Now this is when Collingwood fans will have their hearts in their mouths.
A little fortunate, I thought, there to be paid the mark.
Well, he's kicked 33 for the season. He's got that unorthodox kicking style, but nonetheless very effective.
From 30 metres. Away to the left.
And his 20th point for the season. James Manson. See this. Spawn coming on. And going off Mark Harvey.
Anthony Danaher preparing to kick the ball back into play. Essendon swinging the changes. Danaher's kick is good, outside 50. No mark taken. Manson again, striving. Francis goes back to his roving partner Russell. Kick into the forward pocket. Brown will keep it in, run into an open goal and put it through. Collingwood get their second. Collingwood 2-5, Essendon 2-2, and just seconds left in this first quarter.
Well, it was Anthony Danaher who was outnumbered on that occasion, 3-1 as the ball came to ground. Here it is, Francis feeding it out. Russell, a quick kick. Look, 3 Collingwood, 1 Essendon. Brown picked it up. Despite David Grenvold coming in from the right, he had no hope, Grenvold, of cutting that off. Just wait for that new ball, and there it is.
Magpies lead by 3 points. Madden charges at it. Chris Danaher under pressure. McGuire at the back. It's a hurried kick wide. Anderson can be first to it. On his hammer is Mullane. Anderson's left foot kick is wide. Over the head of Vanderhaar. makes good ground, runs out of room. There's the siren to end the first term in the 1990 Grand Final. Collingwood 2-5, 17, lead Essendon 2-2, 14. And we have a brawl on the siren, and they're receiving plenty of attention is Kelly.
And we thought this had happened very early on, and now they're not mucking around these guys. And usually this does happen early on in a grand final, not at the quarter-time break.
Kick it forward. Well.
And there's a fella you can see there, a Collingwood player down. It looks like it's Christian.
There's probably 3 or 4 pockets that have now almost dissolved into one. Players are being thrown everywhere. Oh, look at this.
That could be one of our men, Bernie Quinlan, standing right near that. Maybe we can get some comment from Bernie, who's standing right beside the incident. It's on the 50-metre line, back further. That's the Collingwood player who's been knocked out. Sensation here at quarter time. Well, it's all or nothing, isn't it, Sandy? The winners get the lot, the losers go away empty-handed, and that is really, well, that's a sign of what they're playing for, isn't it?
Not just the players, but also officials involved.
Who is that that's down? It's hard to pick up because of the shadows. Is it Gavin Brown? Let's hope it's not.
Looks as though it is Gavin Brown.
Oh, well, that is unfortunate because he is a key to this side.
Well, the dust, we believe, has settled. Repeating the quarter-time score. Collingwood 2-5, 17. Essendon 2-2, 14. 3 points the margin, favouring the Maggies as we go into the second quarter. Won by Madden. Izzard wanted to give it away to Spawn, who's come on to replace Harvey. Elects to take the kick. Kelly in from the back. Couldn't take it. Past Van der Haar.
And Kerrison looks like he's down from Van der Haar.
And doesn't look too good. Behind the play, we'll keep an eye on him as Monkhorst kicks over the centre. Starcevic gives it to Russell.
50-metre penalty against Danaher for holding up play.
Well, that's going to bring him into within very easy scoring range. And I notice Derek Kickett and Tony Shaw having words.
The umpires went and spoke to Tony Shaw at that break. They see Monkhorst and Kickett involved. Also spoke to Spawn and Madden.
In the meantime, Starcevic to put Collingwood further ahead. He goes. His first. And Collingwood's third. 3-5, plays 2-2.
Not the most reliable kick for goal, Craig Starcevic. 17, well, the actual fact that one goal's taken him up to 18 goals for the season. 18-9, you can see him there mouthing off Terry Danaher. We're not privy to what these guys say up in our commentary position, but it wouldn't be too complimentary, the words going on between players out there.
Well, you've delivered a bit of verbal barrage to a few players over the years, haven't you?
It's a psychological advantage.
It's terrific
important
stuff.
In a grand final.
Isn't it wonderful stuff, Don? Yes, it certainly is out there with those 18 players against 18. The bounce back in the centre, Madden gets it down, Spawn. The hand pass too fierce for Kranzberg. Here's Francis. Electrifying pace is Tony Francis. The hand pass over the top. A little high for Kelly. Van der Haar late on the scene. Kelly gets the kick away. Up towards half forward. It's punched away by Terry Danaher. And the Collingwood fans not too happy with Essendon at the moment.
And Manson now at the full forward position with Brown going off. Brown was down there. Manson, the ruckman, down at full forward. We see Monkhorst on the ball.
Monkhorst gets in front. Madden gives away the free kick. In his endeavours to get the front position, Monkhorst takes it. Gets the hand pass away to McGuan. McGuan's high kick towards the front of the goal square. Marty contest. The ball comes to the back. Hamilton is slow. He gets the hand pass away. Pressure good from Bowick. Ball goes over for a boundary throw it in the right forward pocket. Hamilton holds his head, but he jumps up pretty quickly.
Well, disguised play by Hamilton there. Could have been intentional, or he disguised it well.
Right forward pocket. Chance for Francis. Round onto the right foot. Francis hits the post. Magpies seem fired up after that quarter-time dust-up between the two teams, and they've started this quarter a little better than the Bombers.
10 points is the margin. It comes back into play with Kieran Spawn. From the back pocket, he drifts it up towards the wing. Watson, outmanoeuvred, but recovers beautifully. Tim Watson goes straight across the ground, but effective, and it looks as though the Danaher boys have upset Collingwood. That was Terry Danaher across to Spawn. Salmon comes out, can't quite get there in time. Starcevic cropped over the ball just a little too long and was taken out of it. Gafar towards half forward again. Madden up with the one hand. A clash of bodies. The ball breaks free. It's all Collingwood. Grosiska heads towards goal. A good looking kick. He's done it. Grosiska kicks Collingwood's fourth. 4-6, 30. Essendon 2-2, 14.
Well, it's always an indication of how this game is going by the numbers around the ball. Now, initially it was Collingwood in the first half of the quarter, then it was Essendon in the second part of the first quarter. Now, early in this first 5 minutes, Collingwood are getting the numbers around the ball. They're winning the ball and capitalising.
Well, it was to that end in the second semi-final that Collingwood kicked a bundle of goals and put the Bombers out of the contest. Ominous signs. The quarter is only 4.5 minutes old. Essendon strive to get it forward. Kick it. And Tony Shaw beats him. And is satisfied to paddle it over the boundary line for throwing.
Good play by Tony Shaw, because he's not over-endowed with speed for a little man, but he just kept his body behind the ball and saw it over the boundary line.
Monkhurst, a little strong. Tony Shaw can't get it out. Izzard can. The left foot kick bounces over the boundary line. And it's a free kick to Collingwood. No one there for Essendon, so Francis gains 4 vital metres for his side. The kick to centre half forward, punched away. Collingwood have the numbers, Barwick on the ground. Does it pretty well, and still paddles it to his own advantage, and then gives it away to Mullane. Mullane's little toe poke to Francis, nearly came off. Thompson under pressure at half back. So is Kickett round the net. Play goes on. Still it's hard to get a kick. Anderson, the high kick, up towards the centre wing position. Van der Haar nearly keeps his footing. Watson, Spons long, but the hand pass not far enough. Wright is there, and his kick lands with McGuan. McGuan's kick, out in front, Dacos. Collingwood doing it well. And Dacos can kick this. He needs a 50-metre kick to score. High drop punt kick, close to the line. It'll bounce in the square. And a free kick for shepherding. We'll go back to Anthony Danaher on the goal line.
I mentioned earlier a lot of hanging on as the ball's coming down when two fellows are contesting. The umpire not picking them all up.
Well, Danaher's gone for the hand pass to Izzard, and Russell's got him. He's lost it.
50 metres, that is stupid. That is stupid.
Well, Essendon are rattled.
They are, Sandy. You couldn't have summed it up better. The ball's a bit hot for a few of them out there. I haven't seen Tim Watson handle the ball the way he is handling it. I mean, he's the captain and he's noted for his skill, but he's not handling the ball properly, an indication of the pressure. And that effort by Izzard was pathetic.
Scott Russell, a gimme goal to send the Magpies further ahead. Russell's first and Collingwood's fifth, 5-6 to 2-2.
Well, I'm always interested after O'Malley, which had happened in the break of the first quarter, as to which team comes out after O'Malley, because it's always an indication of the play, and it's Collingwood have really gone on with it, so it's obviously spurred them up. Although they've lost Gavin Brown, the incentive there is greater amongst the Collingwood.
So back in the centre, umpire about to recommence play, and Collingwood have kicked away. They've kicked the first 3 goals in this second quarter. Madden beaten for it. Collingwood go ahead again. Francis beaten for it this time. Kicker taps it out. Anderson caught with the football. Izzard back into it. Look at the Collingwood numbers. Tony Shaw bundles it further forward, and a free kick has been paid back there to Scott Russell.
Harvey looking like he's coming on for Essendon.
Russell's kick to full forward. Collingwood be paid and will be.
Hazard going off for Essendon. Harvey coming on.
Well, it was a terrific goal that Krasiska kicked earlier in the quarter. And floating across the front of the pack. Perhaps didn't quite control it as well as he would like to, but he shoots from 20 metres out and pops it through. But Krasiska gets his second goal, and the minutes from the moment this quarter started have all belonged to Collingwood.
Well, he's an interesting player, Krasiska. I liked him a couple of years ago coming off that half-back line. He really did give them a lot of run. He was then promoted or elevated to the centre, ruck-raving position. I didn't think he was as effective, but he was still a very good player. And today, he's lining up on that half-forward line. His second goal, coming into today's game, he'd kicked 20 goals in all for the season.
.42 plays 14, favouring the Magpies. Under 19 minutes remaining. Watson. Opposing skipper, Shaw. Danaher, bad backs. Hamilton. Under tremendous pressure. Francis takes the handball. Gives it away to Russell. He's met from behind. It spills free.
Free kick.
Grenvold, but it's come back. And it is a Collingwood free kick inside 50. Scott Russell will take it.
Well, they've got their tails up, Collingwood. They are in after the ball, and Essendon are going to play catch-up football.
Taking a long run. Now inside 50. From just over 40 metres. The Maggies are firing like a belt-fed mortar. 7-6 plays 2-2.
Well, that's the fifth goal of the quarter, and we've only gone 10 minutes into this second quarter. Scott Russell, his second. We watch the free kick, and here he is. Russell, 29, and kick it into his back.
The margin is all of a sudden out to 34 points. Can Essendon stem the tide? Monkhorst wins it. The Pies are away again, only as far as Watson. Loses and regains. A floating kick to half forward. Collingwood have the numbers, Long the skill.
Great effort there by Michael Long.
Magical skills. Off to kick it. Bomber fans like to see both of those boys fire. Kelly couldn't take it, neither Van der Haar. Salmon at the back. They desperately need something. Morwood defending well. A clever kick. Gains 40 metres and rolls it over the line.
Well, it's interesting on that occasion. We see there Somerville, the ruckman, Peter Somerville, about to come on. Those backmen from Collingwood are able to run away from the taller Essendon forwards.
5 free kicks to Collingwood, 1 free kick to Essendon in this quarter. Long under pressure, goes back to Spawn, and Spawn fumbles and McGuan tells him all about it.
That's exactly right. It's exactly right, and he wouldn't let up either, McGuan, on that occasion.
Monkhorst doing well in the ruck. McGuan can't get out. Oh, a little bit of a one there from Simon Madden on McGuan. Umpire calls for a bounce. Well, it's tough footy, and it's a tough encounter for the Bombers to get back from here. They trail by 34 points. Chris Danaher on Scott Russell. Monkhorst. Kick it, didn't want it. Watson. Underneath it, Russell. Chris Danaher. Now Tony Shaw. Banks tackled by Kickett, but Banks goes back. And with determination, Dennis Banks eventually gets it 5 or 6 metres.
I thought that might have been deliberate
forward.
over the boundary line. There's Ron McEwen. Unlucky not to be playing today, Ron McEwen. Full back.
Boundary throw in, centre wing out of side. Madden in front, but Monkhorst controlling the ruck jewels. Kelly off the ground. Barwick, an awkward bounce. He goes after it again. Van der Haar there. But Collingwood going for the football. Russell to Shaw. Shaw to full forward. No mark taken. Anthony Danaher, a wonderful pick-up under pressure, and he clears with the left foot. There's no one there. Gaffer, the awkward bounce, but he shrugs the tackle. Malane's caught, he's bounced it, but the free kick has gone to Gaffer just a few seconds earlier.
Gee, he dropped that quickly, didn't he, Malane?
Gaffer.
Van der Haar off, Somerville on to centre half forward.
To towards half forward. Brasiska the flyer, Starcevic going past, loses the football. Taken out by Hamilton. Kick it Clay. Thompson pulled off the ball. Long tried to sweep it wide. Wright has it held.
Collingwood have got more numbers around the ball, Sandy. It was another occasion of 3-on-1.
Monkhorst got a ride on Matt. Francis flicks it round his body. Up to half forward. Brasiska couldn't mark a tough one. Hamilton recovers well, but Wright is underneath this. Graham Wright has Francis short. Anderson applies the pressure. Anderson came off second best. He's in trouble with the shoulder, Anderson. Mullane to half forward. McGuan. Mickey McGuan towards Dacos territory. Flew that time. Grenville waited down for Essendon. Spawn calling for it wide, but he elects to go directly down the middle. Whether that's a good thing remains to be seen. Madden to Thompson. Somerville gets his first touch. Kerrison on the last line of defence. Back towards Kelly, but got a shocking bounce. Let's Buick in. What can he do? They need something special. From behind. Greg Anderson appears to be okay after that knock.
And now Salmon's on the ball, and Madden's gone to centre half forward. That is a very big slow forward line they got with Somerville also up there. I wonder if Madden will come off.
Kearison's kick's a shocker. Collingwood have got the numbers. Tony Shaw and McGuan. McGuan gathers and handballs it wide. Christian running up from half back. Pumps it into the half forward area. Collingwood marked at Barwick. Barwick, I just get the impression the wind is blowing from that direction. Kick it coming off the ground to be replaced by Izzard as Barwick shoots from 50 metres. A long kick, but striving for distance, pulls the kick and it's through for a behind.
7-7. Plays 2-3. This is Anthony Danaher. Almost to the centre square. Magnificent kick. Mark Thompson. Short towards Madden. In front, but unable to mark. Oh, they had a go at Christian and missed him. Short of Francis. Back again to the skipper. Sweeping now to McGuan. Collingwood are looking very dangerous. Into the forward pocket region. Pressure on the Essendon defence. Danaher got it to Watson. But he's gone right across the face of goal, and young Chris Danaher is on the outer side there. Wider to Spawn. Trying to do it with the one hand. Moore giving chase. Spawn the victor on this occasion. Towards Buick. Kerrison over the top to effect the spoil. Buick again. Back to Spawn. Still outside 50. They're having trouble getting past half forward. Madden now may leave it for Buick, who soccers off the ground. Only as far as Francis gets a hurried kick towards centre wing. Some tremendous work going on by all players. Anderson and Mullane. Anderson again. Twists away. Gets his kick, putting Essendon inside 50. Only as far as Kelly. A high floating kick comes back, and a top mark is taken by Russell.
Playing well, Russell. 8 kicks and 1 hand pass.
Floats it over centre wing. Big pack of players who'll be first to recover. Craig Starcevic tries to slap it forward, gains 5 or 6 metres before seeing it over the line.
Well, Van der Haar about to come back on. Or Van der Haar just came off.
Collingwood have had 10 more kicks so far in this term. Again, Francis crunched to the ground. Watson just gets through and gets his right foot to the ball and kicks it high. Anderson, the player, coming off for Van der Haar. Still they can't get past half forward, isn't it? Tony Shaw's kick intercepted by Chris Danaher, and we'll have a boundary throw in on centre wing member's side.
Now that sun's going to be a bit of a problem there. The sun directly in that player's eye, the Collingwood player's eyes, as he went for the ball.
Boundary throw in, Salmon doing the ruck work, but Collingwood have a chance to get out. Mullane, Chris Danaher, Scott Russell. Good play by Russell. Just gets his foot to the ball, kicks it wide. Francis with pace. The kick with the breeze being taken close to the boundary line. Still it's in Collingwood scoring area. Izzard fumbles, and it goes over for a boundary throw in just inside 50 metres as Grenvold and Krasiska have a little how do you do, and Bernie has a report down there on Greg Anderson.
Yes, Greg Anderson doesn't appear to be in a lot of pain, but the medical staff are checking out his left shoulder, so that could hamper him during the rest of the game.
Thank you, Bernie. That ball had already drifted over the line before Francis got boot to it.
More importantly, Paul van der Haar's gone onto the wing on Darren Mullane. Now, van der Haar is not a quick player, and now Madden's going off to be replaced by Kicken. I like that move.
So Kevin Sheedy swinging in the changes. 7-7 Collingwood, Essendon at 2-3. Monkhorst slaps it towards goal. Seven goals, 8 now, plays 2-3.
Essendon have only kicked one behind in this second quarter so far, Sandy, and Collingwood have kicked 5 goals, 3.
In a fine effort so far. Mullane will be the flyer. Uses the good hand to punch clear. Buick with him as Kerrison. Cry goes up for ball, but the umpire says no.
They're inspired, the Magpies, aren't they? 32 years since they've won a premiership, and these 20 players plus their coach can come away with some glory this afternoon.
Salmon. Buick may have copped one high. Got another throw. Still a lot of football left yet. The prize is great, but it's still a long way off. Grenvold's kick is wide. And again, floats over the line. Greg Anderson on the bench. He's been a wonderful contributor for Essendon this season. It's sad to lose him now. Perhaps when they need him most. Izzard unceremoniously dumped by Francis. Gets a free kick for one too high.
And the Essendon supporters, ironical cheers. They don't think that they've had much of the umpiring decisions. Izzard from half-back kicks it high towards centre wing. No mark taken, but Collingwood have got the numbers when the ball hits the ground. It's Mullane back onto the right foot. Forced in the finish to kick quickly to centre half forward. Collingwood again numbers. Monkhorst, look at that for a big fellow. The kick is smothered. Goes to centre half forward. And Anthony Danaher is caught with the football, but he really couldn't do much about it. So the umpire calls for a bounce.
Ball touched off the boot on that occasion, hence the mark not being paid to Danaher.
Centre half forward for Collingwood. We've got 8.5 minutes left in this second quarter. Monkhorst, who's done exceptionally well in the ruck. The kick comes out to Chris Danaher. He gets some space, gives it back to Anthony. Anthony nearly caught with the football, but eventually gets his left foot to the ball, back into the centre. This man has just controlled it from the centre. Tony Shaw to right. Right's high kick. Up towards half forward, no mark taken. Collingwood still striving hard at half forward. Look at the desperation by Francis as he dives on the football, and now he's being penalised for not trying to move it on.
Well, you've got to move the ball on quickly.
And he thought he had the free kick, so there you are.
That's 50 metres, or should be 50 metres. But it's also indicative of the way that Collingwood are going after the ball. They're at the bottom of the packs. They're making play at the moment, although that free kick went against them.
Izzard's kick high in towards the centre. A free kick has been picked out of it. It looks as though it may be going to Van der Haar.
A push by Kelly off the ball.
Van der Haar. Essendon have really been found wanting in this quarter. 2 goals, 3. They were 2 goals, 2 at quarter time. No one to kick to. Everyone standing still up on that full forward area. Essendon mark. No, it's not. Salmon at the back. Gafer. Kick it. Off the ground into the square. Spawn gathers around and misses.
Just brought it back a little bit too much on that occasion, but I just wonder whether Salmon could have put the ball in the arms of Somerville when they went for that mark, because it looked like Salmon took the ball out of Somerville's arms.
McGuan back into play. Craig Kelly does well. On to Darren Mullane. Towards centre wing. Chris Danaher couldn't take it. His brother Terry goes in to assist with the shepherding work. It's over the line.
He should have taken that one.
On centre wing. Collingwood at the moment in command of the situation. Buick's kick is high. Van der Haar trying to do the work from behind. Wright scouting. Over the top of Long, back to Mullane. And again, he's got time to assess the situation on centre wing. Perhaps he didn't assess it too well on that occasion because Salmon chipped in to take the mark.
They need a goal or two before half-time, Essendon.
They trail by 34 points. Long, Flame. Wright tried to spoon it out. Long asked the question, eventually shoveled out to Spawn. Kick it. There's a chance here for Essendon. 40 metres out. And not a difficult angle.
Much travel footballer, Derek Kickett. Started West Perth, Claremont, Central Districts, Northmolton, now Essendon.
And behind.
Those ironical cheers from the Collingwood supporters as they believe that Kickett had a hand in that incident at quarter time.
Don, their last goal came at the 17-minute mark of the first quarter.
Kick in by Kerrison to the outer half-back flank region. Diving on the football, the Collingwood defence trying to keep it in. Kick by Watson, up towards full forward. No mark, punched away. Now Kickett gets his right foot to the ball, it's bounced through! Miraculous goal by Kickett! And the Bombers come back.
Oh, we've seen some miraculous goals kicked, and that is where you need the replay. You'll actually sit down and appreciate what he did on that occasion. Try and explain it with words, very difficult. Watch Kickett. Oh, he didn't even look at the goals. He was falling to ground. Absolutely marvellous.
Can one of the goals of the year inspire Essendon? Or will Collingwood reply? Mullane gets it away to Graham Wright. The Pies go into attack again, down towards the 50-metre line. Danaher trying desperately to get in front of Starcevic. Dacos has been quiet. The umpire has a good look as they continue to let it go. Thompson could have been held. Watson goes to ground, has the ball, tried to get it out to Thompson. Russell picks it up, floats it down towards the forward line again, but only as far as Anthony Danaher. His kick drops a little short.
Shocking kick.
Unlike him, he's normally a superb kick for goal. Banks towards half forward. Salmon was asked to do the roving work almost. Couldn't do anything with it. Barwick over the top. Manson is there too. Salmon again working hard. Starcevic towards the pocket. This will be interesting. With him is Spawn. A little chip. McGuan called to play on. And Mickey can't believe it.
No consistency there. Izard was penalised for something very similar in exactly the same position. Russell kicked the goal. Why wasn't the Collingwood player penalised then?
Here's the bounce. Hit-out's going the way of Collingwood. 11-6. Danaher's kick towards the centre wing. Only as far as Tony Shaw.
He nudged Thompson out well on that occasion, Shaw, with the hands.
He's done well. They're inside 50 again. Salmon gets his big frame in front. Couldn't take the mark. Danaher gets a hurried kick back towards the middle. Through the back it goes. Michael Long towards Kickett. Waited for the bounce. Oh, he trapped it beautifully. Goes long in towards full forward. Away to the pocket. Then bounces back. Van der Haar beaten by Banks. Banks beat two of them. Kerrison. Short. Christian. Into the centre. Monkhorst on his own. And he takes the mark.
Monkhorst just wide of the centre circle area where they bounce the football. Goes to Christian. Christian's left foot kick towards half forward, looking for Starcevic. Terry Danaher keeps his footing. Now he doesn't. He slips over. And Starcevic went back. Terry Danaher tries to tap it to brother Chris. He's beaten for it by Russell. Persistence enormous for Collingwood. Salmon tries to get the hand pass to Izard. Look at that footy, it's red hot. O'Donnell and Salmon goes to Grenvold. And the Bombers eventually get out of trouble. But boy, did they have to work hard to get out there. Terry Danaher, Christian now. Dives on the football, goes back to Tony Shaw, and Tony Shaw's kick is marked by Scott Russell. Russell plays on quickly. The centre half forward's a player on his own, Barwick.
Will that be 50 metres? Because that was a late tackle. 50 by Buick. At least the umpires are assisted, and this will be the second lay-down Mazaire goal. You see there, Barwick buckled over, but he's all right. All he has done is cop one around the solar plexus. Watch this. There it is. Takes the wind out of his sails, but he'll be all right.
Gee, I'm glad it was that fellow down there and not us up here.
But it always
blow, wasn't it?
It's always incentive, isn't it? As soon as you get a free kick, you're near the goal, you soon recover, despite the injury in a lot of cases.
Well, that's true. It may have been Barwick writhing in agony on the ground that eventually convinced the umpire to give the 50-metre penalty.
And the gimme goal. The Pies get their 8th. Doug Barwick kicks his first. Collingwood move to 8-8, 56. Leading Essendon 3-5, 23.
Well, Barwick, originally from Tasmania, was recruited to Fitzroy and was an impressive youngster at Fitzroy, and then Fitzroy officials decided to let him go, and since he's been at Collingwood has been an extremely good player, playing on the wing, half forward, and this year used in the back pocket, and did give them a bit of run out of that position.
56 plays 23.
And behind play, it's on between Francis and Ezard, the two angry little ants. There they are.
Well, perhaps Francis needs, say, just have a look at the scoreboard as the action continues. Back into play, it's coming down towards that pair. Mark Thompson repels to Hamilton. Wider for Spawn. Marks in front of Morgan. Kieran Spawn, he's got to get round him now. Left foots it up towards the 50-metre line. Mullane from the back, trying to affect the spoil, then rips Somerville off the football. Shaw through strongly, but without it. Morwood tidies up nicely to Christian. Collingwood working as a unit, and a very good one at the moment. Starcevic wants to centre it. Mickey McGuan's there.
Good work, Salmon.
Great work by Paul Salmon to get back and affect the spoil. Cransberg now gives it away.
Pressure, Shaw.
Tony Shaw is doing an outstanding job in the middle. It comes to Darren Mullane. The Pies are relentless. Inside 50, Dacos is the target. Ezard in front of him, however. But that's the pressure.
But Ezard didn't want the ball in the initial instant. He had a look around and then decided he'd go. If Essendon guys are fair dinkum, you just focus on the ball and go for it, despite the opposition coming the other way.
33 points the margin favouring Collingwood. McGuan tries to storm through and he almost gets there. Back to Russell. Dacos on the bottom. Watson farms it out. And it'll be Grenvold who brings it away for Essendon up over the wing.
Kick towards half forward and a great mark taken by Mullane. Somerville a little late on the scene. Mullane, the short kick. Monkhurst is on his own and he marks just forward of centre wing. Christian looking for the football, but Monkhurst will probably pump it well within the 50-metre line. We've got seconds left in this second term. Punched away by the Essendon defence. They've been under enormous pressure in this second quarter. Chris Danaher goes to Spawn. Spawn's able to get the kick away, but to no one in particular. Tony Shaw goes to Kerrison, back to the captain, and Tony Shaw kicks Collingwood into the half-forward area, where Barwick takes the mark well within scoring distance.
And this could be the last kick of the quarter. There's the siren. So Doug Barwick, he's a prodigious kick when he gets onto them. Has a chance to kick Collingwood's 9th. He'll be just outside 50 when he lets go. Let's go with a drop punt. And going for distance, pulls it. And the result is a behind. With this huge crowd, as another fight threatens to break out, the Collingwood fans are delirious with this scoreboard. 8-9, 57. Leading Essendon, 3-5, 23.
They're the stats, and it shows that Collingwood 114 to Essendon 93.
Well, I thought Collingwood wanted the ball a lot more than Essendon. A lot of the Essendon players in that quarter going for the ball one-handed. Collingwood are attacking it with two. Look at the handballs, 62 to 34, and they're all decisive handballs, Ross.
They're far more creative. Their midfield play has been very, very good.
So here we go, the second half of the 1990 Grand Final. Collingwood go into it with a mighty lead, 34 points. Can they hold it? Can Essendon come back? Buick gets the first kick. Down towards Long, slaps it forward for Kickett. Shrugs one tackle, but then loses it. Long again. Essendon need 2 or 3 very quick goals. Harvey couldn't take it cleanly. Could have been a push. They pounce upon it. Mullane gets a hurried kick back towards centre wing. Spoiling over the back was Danaher, Monkhorst and Kranzberg, both there. Turner gets it away for Collingwood to Francis.
Been a number of positional changes now. O'Donnell's off Dacos. He's now picking up Russell, who picked up a lot of kicks, and also Thompson now on Dacos.
Francis in towards the centre. Van der Haar couldn't take it. Watson under pressure, but does get it away. The Bombers down towards half forward. Kick at one of the flyers. Gafer waits down. His hand pass partly smothered. Kerrison did well going past. Gives it to Wright. The pie machine surged forward again. Starcevic almost down to the half-forward line. Will put Collingwood deep inside 50. Dacos, the target, has been quiet. Off hands to O'Donnell. Bounces back towards Hamilton. It passes him and goes to McGuan. And Mickey's flying left foot kick is wide and out of bounds on the full.
Now Salmon's back at full forward for Essendon. Somerville off the ground. No, he's at centre half forward. Van der Haar's off the ground for Essendon.
Van der Haar with the football now. Don about to kick the ball back into play. And Essendon certainly need a surge at the start of this quarter. Van der Haar's kick has been marked by Terry Danaher. The Collingwood fans obviously blaming him for Gavin Brown being knocked out at the quarter-time break. Thompson marks the kick from Terry Danaher, who transferred play to the opposite side of the ground. Essendon need to be more direct. Thompson's kick in towards the centre, no mark taken. Good gather by Mullane. Mullane's kick goes back to the captain, Tony Shaw, and he pinpoints Monkhorst on centre wing. Collingwood have started the quarter reasonably well. The kick by Monkhorst. Oh, on his own, Starcevic. How easy was that? Jamie Turner running back into the square, but Starcevic now will have a set shot for goal. Essendon making a change, Kranzberg coming off, and Chris Danaher about to come on. Starcevic's kick, high, wide, into the pocket. Mark taken by Terry Danaher. And Terry Danaher, who started on Gavin Brown in that first quarter, is playing in a key defensive role. The kick has been marked by Anthony Danaher, and they've got the three brothers back on the ground because Chris has taken his place. Now the ball up towards half forward, the race is on. Kicker tries to kick it off the ground. They all leave it behind. Harvey gets the handball away, looking for Buick. Chris Danaher shrugs the Tony Shaw tackle and kicks Essendon up towards the goal front. No mark taken, punched away. Collingwood there when the ball hits the ground, it's Gafer. Gafer clears the ball and clears it well and finds Starcevic.
He's on centre wing. Moves it quickly into the centre. Tony Shaw caught from behind but gets his kick. To half forward, O'Donnell waits down in front, stolen by Monkhorst. The big man did well. Madden backs up, however, for Essendon, gives it across to Darren Buick, and he floats it to kick it. Quickly on, a wide chip by Watson. They're going any way but directly at the moment, just trying to get something started. Buick on the outer side, Kelly in front, Somerville over the top. Harvey picks it up now. Dumped as he kicks it high. Russell hurriedly to the wing. Turner's there. Jamie Turner. Starcevic again. Got one high from Terry Danaher.
Another 50-metre penalty. This is the third one that's been given away, and Starcevic not too good. At least Danaher made him pay for it. Watch this. Is that reportable or not? At least he's now up on his feet.
And walking down well to within 50 metres. Van der Haar, as we speak, is leaving the ground, and Kranzberg, who only just left it, is back on again.
Well, I think that's a good move because when I was looking for Van der Haar before, I didn't expect him to be on the back line because he's not over endowed with pace, and he could be given a run around if he's trying to pick up an elusive forward.
Starcevic is not well.
Actually, Sandy, I think that Craig Starcevic probably hurt himself more when he hit the ground.
Darren Mullane and his teammates watching and waiting.
Now, the question arises, if he is not able to take his kick, will they give it to somebody else?
Well, that should happen. Player's been held up long enough now, surely.
And obviously he is concussed because he really... No, he looks as if he could be all right. He's at least conversing. He doesn't look too good.
No, I don't think he's going to take the kick.
I don't
he's
think
not.
he is.
Another player's got the ball.
Well, he's just got to come off the ground if he can't take his kick.
Mickey McGuan's going to take it. And he's kicking from just inside 40 metres, almost directly in front. Starcevic is going to leave the ground. McGuan shoots for goal, and these pies are hot. McGuan gets his first, and Collingwood's 9-9 to 3-5.
Well, it's a 40-point break in favour of Collingwood. Now, Collingwood on the bench have got two fellows that are concussed, Starcevic and Brown. Now, Manson's coming back on. This game very similar to the game of last year between Geelong and Hawthorn. Geelong had players on the bench not fit. Geelong came back.
Collingwood lead by 40 points. The Bombers have got the job in front of them now. McGuan can't get out. Watson, coolly, gets the hand pass back to Spawn. Spawn runs on, kicks it directly towards goal. No one home. Chance for Harvey at the back, but Christian recovers pretty well from the marking contest. Kicks it high and wide, out towards the half-back area. Mullane is there, long, a little quicker, but can't get there to stop the ball from going over for a boundary throw-in. Michael Roberts down on the boundary line. Craig Starcevic.
Yes, Craig Starcevic is being looked at for concussion. He has a mild case. He should be all right, though. He looks very pale in the face, though.
Back in the field of play, Francis. I was just looking down at full forward for Collingwood. James Manson has run straight onto the ground and remonstrated with Terry Danaher. So he means business, James Manson. Essendon back into attack. Up towards their full forward position. And what a great mark taken for Collingwood in front by Kelly. He's got very strong hands as Craig Kelly, and he takes the mark in front of Salmon. He kicks it back towards centre wing. A high kick, no mark taken. Punched further afield. The Bombers up towards centre half forward. Christian and Norwood raffle it. Christian's kick is a very ordinary one. Into the centre, kick off the ground by Russell. Now the race is on. Spawn and Wright. Wright very desperate, but Spawn gets back. Can't quite control the football. Gives it away too easily. Barwick will punt Collingwood well within scoring distance. The ball will land 30 metres out. No mark taken. Essendon recover nicely. Somerville goes away to Watson, and the Bombers are out of trouble.
He goes to the outer side. Buick is there. Kickett calls for it wide, but he goes inside. Watson has run down following the kick. Steadies and goes directly down the corridor towards Salmon. Got a hand to it, but that was all. At the bottom, Hamilton. Long comes in.
And Manson's going off, and Brown's coming back on for Collingwood.
Listen to the roar for Gavin Brown. And he'll go down to Terry Danaher. But at the moment, the ball's at the other end of the ground. Harvey. Beaten for it. It goes over the line. Good work by
And as soon as Brown's come on, he's remonstrated with Danaher. He's really aggro.
A bloodied nose for Terry Danaher. Morwood, they're still going at the other end of the ground. And the ball's heading that way. Krasiska couldn't quite complete a diving mark. Hamilton to half forward. Tony Shaw, though, in front.
Now that loss of Starcevic off that half-forward line, vital for Collingwood, because in that early part of this quarter, he was instrumental in getting it further down.
Monkhorst, unable to hold it, goes over the line on the wing. And this is what happened when Gavin Brown came onto the ground. Just a little introduction to Terry. Monkhorst. Oh, the big man's in trouble, but gets it out well. This is Francis. Down towards Brown. And Mark Thompson makes sure that he stays over the line.
Well, it certainly was out of bounds at the full. Essendon players not concentrating too well, Sandy, here, because from up here it was pretty obvious, and both of those players didn't have much of a clue of what was going on.
This is Mark Thompson to centre wing. Somerville flew early from behind. Hamilton down in front. Across to Grenbold. Oh, he's put him under the hammer. The hurried kick was by Anthony Danaher towards Long. Watson. Tim Watson.
That should be down the ground.
Kelly can't mark, spawns down behind the play, long and right. Two very quick, skillful players.
Free kick.
I thought the umpire had swallowed the whistle there for a while. There's Spawn in the hands of the trainers. The free kick has gone to Essendon, and it'll be taken out there by Harvey. Harvey, oh, shocking kick. But the umpire has decided that it should go back to that player.
The disposal has been very poor today, Essendon. In contrast, Collingwood have delivered the ball well since they've got on top. But there's Spawn, and obviously he's got a very bad cut to the top of the head. We can see the blood trickling down the shoulder.
Harvey's kick this time is much better. The drop punt. Nearly an Essendon mark at the back. Play goes on. In there is Kelly, Tony Shaw. Eventually Collingwood force it out. No mark there to Watson. He's well tackled. And Collingwood irrepressible. Get clear. Russell, a long kick. Out towards half forward, and Collingwood mark again to Turner, and they're playing all over the Bombers.
They're in front.
Jamie Turner towards full forward. Thompson leaves his man and punches clear. Spawn, who moments ago was in the hands of the trainers, kicks wide to the outer side, and a fine mark taken by Anthony Danaher. Towards the centre of the ground, Somerville. On to Watson. Down towards full forward. Salmon.
I'm glad the umpire saw that, because Christian was holding, manhandling some of Salmon before the ball was even near the two of them. You can see Christian there remonstrating. He knows he's guilty. There's one aspect of the game that the umpires really haven't picked up. It's this manhandling before the ball is in the vicinity of the two players.
Well, when Essendon had scored 2 goals, 2 in this game, that entire score belonged to Paul Salmon. He's going for his 3rd goal, and he's pushed it right across the face.
Well, that's indicative of the way that Essendon are playing.
No score, and out on the floor. Craig Kelly from the back pocket. Kicks to the defensive 50-metre line and says to Paul Salmon, I'll give you another one. Poor kick.
Well, this will be interesting, because Salmon missed from what you would thought was a fairly reachable distance before. Now he's a long way further out. And we know from predictions over the past season or so that as soon as you go to tip them, they let you down.
The margin at the moment is 40 points. The margin is still 40. Banks to clear for the Pies. Does well. Off to Mullane. Slips.
I think we should mention, Sandy, too, the surface of this MCG came under a lot of criticism earlier in the year because Flellows just could not maintain their footing, and there was a case again. I know the ground's been rolled, but it's been a new turf, new surface. It hasn't quite settled, and normally Mullane would have stayed on his feet, but the surface a little forgiving, I suppose.
Somerville gets it down to Anthony Danaher. Collingwood a chance. Kerrison, left foot kick goes over the head of Monkhurst. Grenville, there's a passage there for the ball, and it's gone all the way through. Hamilton's caught by Krasiska. A great tackle. Turner's caught and brought down. O'Donnell with composure will clear for the Bombers. With the left foot eventually under pressure because he had no one to kick it to. He tried to hold it up, but he was forced to kick. Mullane gets back quickly. This time handles the ball all right. The hand pass over the top to Kelly. And Kelly's kicked to centre half forward. And Essendon mark taken by Simon Madden. Madden comes to the members' side. Mark taken by Spawn. Essendon trying to create the loose man. Dacos has allowed Grenville to get away. And Grenville, it's Mark Thompson actually, who takes the mark on the defensive side of centre wing. Thompson now, the drop punt kick. High towards half forward. And Kerrison, what a good mark in front of Chris Danaher. Under a bit of pressure, but he stood his ground and took it well.
And kicks towards half forward. Well, Dacos caught behind. Again, Mark Thompson in front. Thompson's kick over the middle. Well, Kelly, normally a very reliable pair of hands, couldn't take that one. Banks on the right. Izzard has been quiet, but he's certainly not on his own. Courage there shown by Banks.
They're winning the ball around the centre area, Collingwood. They want the ball, they're in front, and they're prepared to do what Banks did then, back himself in and back with the flight of the ball.
Long and low, down towards full forward. We've only had one goal so far in this quarter. Hamilton under pressure, loses it. O'Donnell goes in for the assist. Turner comes away, but the whistle had sounded. 9 goals, 9. Collingwood. Essendon, 3 goals, 5. The Bombers are going to have to do something if they're going to win this flag. Watson could almost lose it.
Tell you what, when the man in front plays the ball, gee, the umpires sometimes they just don't protect that player enough.
You see there McGuan, he's picking up Watson, and he's an angry man.
He does some leaning. Buick the scouting. Moore gets it out. Francis is on the end of this. Pulls it back with the left foot in towards full forward. Brown forced to spoil. Kransberg waiting down. He trips and heads for the boundary line. And Spawn sees it over.
Just interesting to reflect back on Collingwood's performance over the past 4 to 6 weeks. They've won games by an average margin of 74 points. Now they're 40-odd points in front. Are they on course?
Tap out, Thompson. Kick wide. Anthony Danaher beaten for it by Mullane. Salmon goes back and tries to get the hand pass back.
Can't do so. Russell picks it up, heads in towards the pocket. Over the head of Thompson it goes. Dacos, this is where he's at his best. The master. That is all it takes.
Well, that's his second goal. And his first was a miraculous goal. And that was miraculous as well. Now watch this. Here he is behind Thompson. He picks it up. Now it's on his right foot. He's more or less got his body side on. He puts it across his body and kicks with that. Amazing.
From the centre bounce, the ball goes down to the Essendon half-forward line, but that's as far as it gets at the moment unless Kickett can do something. He's caught. The ball is held. It'll be a bounce. Well, goals like that would lift the Collingwood supporters onto yet another play.
Well, I think they might have won this grand final, Collingwood, after that goal.
From the bounce, Tony Shaw has been the architect in the middle. Right, look at him go. Graham Wright, runner-up in the Brownlow and dashes like that. It's no wonder. Dacos.
No, there's a free kick.
Been penalised for
Go
running
too
too
far.
far. Yep.
And back to Spawn. Looking for Salmon. Too high for him initially. Buick. One bounce across half forward. He almost went too far too. From the 50-metre line, he kicks. Looking for and finding Somerville.
Now, I think this player is the player of the future. He's had his opportunities limited by the fact that Madden and Salmon are in the team. But I watched him in a particular game, I think it was against Collingwood this year at this particular ground, and he played a sensational game. He's only a youngster.
Well, the Bombers have kicked only 3 goals. And at last, they've made it 4.
Well, he's got a big leap, Somerville. He's a tall fellow. His father, John, played in a grand final against Collingwood, involved in a very interesting incident with Duncan Wright.
Collingwood by 40 points. Bombers go to half forward. Salmon takes a very courageous mark. Looking to play on is Paul Salmon. And now he kicks into half forward. Prenvold. That should be paid. It is. Now are the Collywobbles creeping in, Dom?
Well, I've made the prediction that Collingwood was there after that goal from Dacos. And no sooner as I made that prediction, Somerville's kick one, and here's Grenvold, who was playing on the back line, deep in the forward line, has got a chance.
Now, Grenvold is about 20 metres out, directly in front. Usually a pretty good kick, David Grenvold. And he stabs at it and puts it through. Essendon get another one.
Well, it's a very important kick, that one. That was his third goal, David Grenvold, for the year. He mainly plays on that half-back line, but I watched him in Miami last year. He played on the wing half-forward line in an exhibition game, and he showed a lot of toe and a lot of class. From Glenelg.
How did he get there on his own? That was poor play by Collingwood, wasn't it?
Well, it's good to see Backman running down like that, but maybe he's now playing on that half-forward line. He is. He's being picked up by Morwood. So a quick change, and it does catch the opposition. Just that little bit off guard.
Quite critical, because Collingwood have got to a very, very big lead. And 2 quick goals to Essendon. They're still within striking distance, the Bombers. Back at the centre, can they get this one out? Russell, left foot kick by Scott Russell, goes to the wing. The race is on. Izzard in front. Oh, he went at it a little too fiercely. Krasiska, Izzard dives on it. Could be penalised. He gets it across towards Spawn. And Spawn has the football underneath him, right the tackler. Izzard and Francis saying hello to each other once again. And umpire Rowan Saws asking the boys to settle down. And Essendon have got the ball away from the centre 4 times to Collingwood's 1 in this quarter. But they still haven't got close enough to give themselves some chance in this last quarter. And they're being penalised here for not moving the football on.
Well, at least they're consistent, the umpires. You can't stay over the ball. You've got to move it on.
Barwick goes long in towards the square. Too much height. Terry Danner does well from the back pocket. Cransberg. The left foot kick goes to the half-back line, where O'Donnell and Harvey are both there, but so too is Morwood and Mullane.
And Harvey's hurt himself.
Mullane steaming in towards full forward. McGuan may be the flyer. Got a hand to it on a couple of times. Izzard again in the back pocket. Brown chases and gets him. Great play. Mullane. The raging bull from Victoria Park kicks across the face of goal. 3 Essendon players, 1 Collingwood. And the 1 Collingwood has 1 out. Krasiska swings back onto the left foot. Kicks into the square. Over the back of Danaher. Again, Izzard, who heads for the boundary line. Can Mullane keep it in? No, he can't.
And that's his lack of actual ball handling showed up on that occasion. Because of that broken right arm, he just hasn't been able to handle the ball properly. But what a fantastic effort on Brown initially when he chased Izzard. That was just fantastic stuff by the full forward.
Monkhorst won it. But straight to Harvey. On to Thompson. Steadies and goes to the half-back line. At the back is Gafer, but a free kick's been picked out there. It'll go the way of 7.
Essendon just getting a couple of the umpiring decisions now, Sandy.
Still a long way to go in this game. Kick it.
Dropping the ball.
And loses it. The Pies go forward again to Francis. Just forward of centre. Drifts it into the pocket. Found the target. Chris Danaher hurriedly onto the left foot. And the safety of the boundary line. 69 plays 35. The margin is 34 points. And that is exactly what the margin was at the start of this quarter.
Collingwood 8 tackles, Essendon 0. And still, with such a low-scoring game, only 10 goals to 5, the Bombers are not out of it. They need to get a quick goal back. Izzard tries to get it to Cransberg, who taps it to his advantage. Francis desperate. Turner's caught, but he gets his foot to the ball and kicks it to the front of the square. Oh, nearly Brown. Essendon under pressure. Brown will kick a goal. And if that doesn't bring the roof off the MCG, nothing will.
Well, earlier I complimented the Collingwood forwards, in particular Brown, on the pressure they've exerted on those Essendon backs. And again, the pressure was there. Just before Thompson got the ball, there were some fantastic individual efforts, one by Dacos. There's Brown in front. And look at that. There was Barwick tackling Thompson as he got the ball. and have spilled into the hands of Brown. A good goal.
What a comeback by Gavin Brown. 40 points, again the margin. Monkhorst from the middle. Spawn pulled off it when he didn't have it. The long lead of Somerville is ignored. Comes the other way. Grenville. Heads for home. A good-looking kick in towards the forward line, but the only one there was Mark Harvey, and he's beaten.
And he's not too fit either, Sandy. I saw the club physio running out just to inquire how he was. He looked like he injured his shoulder earlier with a clash with Scott Russell.
Morwood kicks to the half-back flank. Mick Gaither in front.
Now the runner's out to Harvey.
Gaither to the wing, looking for Krosiska. Was interfered with.
Gee, the umpires will let a lot of that go today. That was a free kick to Krosiska.
40 points in it. Under 4 minutes remaining in this third term. Collingwood are getting closer and closer to the game's greatest prize. Grenville eventually shrugs the tackle. Goes short into the pocket. Pressure on now as Morwood jumps on board the horse and rides him into the ground. And Mark Harvey not impressed.
You can see there him grimacing as he gets up.
Salmon tries to hoik it closer to goal. Kick it. Has kicked one miraculous goal. Not to be on that occasion. 11-9 plays 5-6.
2.5 minutes left in this vital third quarter. Kerrison looking a little worse for wear from a whack on the back of the head by the goal umpire's flag.
I wonder if it was intentional.
You think he barracks for Essendon, the goal umpire on. Izzard's kick towards full forward, getting back Kelly, and he gets his kick away, back towards the wing. Oh, Francis one-handed. Izzard runs on, shrugs the tackle, and kicks it to full forward, but the kick slews off the side.
That was a
mark taken by Kerrison.
Shocking kick because Somerville was by himself.
I think
and
he
also
saw him
Harvey.
with the kick. He threw the ball on his boot awkwardly, and it slewed back to Kerrison. Kerrison's kick wide to half-back. Madden gathered by Watson, handball over the top, Izzard. Izzard in short. It's not bad. The mark is taken by Spawn. Spawn plays on. Goes for goal. The kick across the face. Kerrison there, doing some grand work back there in defence. Izzard again tries to tap it forward. Kelly in there, but Francis gathers the football. And a sweeping hand pass finds Monkhorst. Monkhorst in short, and a great mark taken by O'Donnell, running back with the flight of the ball.
He looks for kick it. Well spoiled. Mullane running wide, then pulling it back for Turner. Can run on if he wants to. Gets around Cransberg with ease from 50 metres. Jamie Turner heads towards goal and Gavin Brown, but once again stopping it is Hamilton.
Gee, that was a great effort by Hamilton. It takes a lot of courage to do what Hamilton did on that occasion, to back not knowing who was behind, and Salmon off and Van der Haar coming on for Essendon.
Hamilton's kick towards the half-back flank. Russell waiting down. Hand pass was almost too brisk for Krosiska. Long. Goes across the face of goal.
What a shocking kick.
That almost tells the story of Essendon for today. Dougie Barwick pulls it back. Have you pulled it back far enough? Not quite.
I'd like to recap this game and see how many mistakes have been made by Essendon that have allowed Collingwood to score. And that was a shocking kick by Long on that occasion. It just did not come off the boot properly.
Terry Danaher to kick the ball back into play. Comes to the members' side. The drop punt kick. High, and a good mark taken by his brother Anthony. Handballs on quickly. O'Donnell. Bombers need to make something out of this. Only seconds left in this quarter. Punched away from Kerrison by Buick. But Kerrison taps it out to the advantage of Morwood. He's bumped off the football. Gathering is Harvey. And with skill gets around and kicks it to the front of the square, looking for Somerville. It's punched away. Somerville applies the tackle. Watson in there. Two players having pinned, Gaither and Christian. And there's the siren. And at three-quarter time, Collingwood have a commanding lead of 40 points. The Magpies 11-10-76. Essendon 5-6-36.
30 more minutes for Collingwood to break the 32-year drought. Here's the centre bounce to start the final term. It's won by Monkhorst over the head of Kickett, but he recovers nicely. Goes high with the left foot. Essendon want the first two very quickly. Through Danaher. Mullane charging through the middle. Kicks long to the half-forward line for the Pies. Izzard waiting down in front. Can't take it cleanly. Dacos, the master from 55 metres, pulls it round his body, goes over the top, and a fine mark taken by Tim Watson. Playing now in defence. He gets it across to Kransberg, who bounces his way over the half-back line. Kicks long up towards the wing, looking for Harvey. With him is Speedster Wright. Harvey gets his kick under pressure, and it's that pressure that forces the ball over the line.
In all fairness to the Essendon forwards, they'll be looking into this sun as they're going with the last quarter.
Banks surrenders the football to Wright, and Wright takes it for Collingwood just behind the centre wing. He kicks it up towards half forward. No mark taken, punched away back in towards the centre. Salmon a little slow, Christian desperate. Collingwood have the incentive of being the first team for 32 years to win the flag for the mighty Collingwood Football Club, and they won't let this grasp go too easily. It's at half forward, and a free kick has been picked out of it. It's going to Essendon to be taken back there by Watson. Essendon will be taking all the risks. They certainly have to be spot on. O'Donnell looking to run on. Now he does so. The left foot kick across his body up towards half forward Madden. It goes straight through his hands. Kerrison goes back. Long is there, and Long somehow is able to hold the football in. He's looking for a free kick, but the umpire will call for a bounce at centre half forward for Essendon.
Shane Kerrison at the bottom.
We've had some very quiet players today. Essendon, Long, who was a very good player last week, hardly sighted today.
Madden. Gafer couldn't get a clear kick away. Kerrison. Well, he's come in as a late replacement, and he's certainly done his job. Watson on the wing with a left foot chip towards Vanderhaar. Back to Watson. Claimed by Russell, and beautifully claimed. Not before he gets it to Anthony Danaher. A long kick up towards the forward line. Madden.
Now we've seen two great marks, one by Watson earlier and that by Madden. Running with the flight of the ball, took a lot of courage, Madden. And here it is, watch Madden come into screen there as Turner tries valiantly to punch that ball away. It's a good effort by the big fellow.
Game number 349 for Simon Madden. He's had a quiet day by his standards, still looking for his first goal. They desperately want it, and he's hit the post.
Well, he wasn't confident at all, Madden, on that occasion. When the ball left his boot, I think he was a little too close to the man on mark, to be honest.
Well, they're not meant to win. It's got to be Collingwood's day, Sandy.
Well, I wonder what Lee Matthews is thinking now. Kerrison brings it back into play. A good-looking kick, and a tremendous mark by Christian. Michael Christian at half-back. Decides to go short, but he didn't want to go that short. Derek Kickett kicked a wonderful goal earlier on in the day. No mark paid. Buick heads goalwards, and the ball, as luck would have it, spins away from the goal face and is pushed through. In fact, hit the behind post, so will be thrown in the right forward pocket for Essendon. Madden. With him is Christian. Socket wide. Kerrison will be first to it if he can keep it in play. .76 plays 37. 39 points to Collingwood at the moment. Gafer couldn't hold it cleanly. Neither could kick it, but he paddles it forward. Buick ridden into the ground. Russell gets a hurried kick, gains 25 metres for the Pies, and another throw-in.
And more importantly, Sandy, at least 6 minutes have ticked away. We've only got 20 and a half minutes left for Collingwood glory. And they've been a committed bunch this afternoon. 20 players having a real good dip at it. Ruck contest. O'Donnell tries to get it out. Morwood really kept it in nicely. The kick by McGuan goes in towards the centre. Nearly a mark back here to Monkhurst. Harvey interferes. Play goes on. Attempted gather by Izzard is fouled there by Tony Francis, and the umpire will come in and bounce just wide of the centre circle.
Collingwood are doing all the things that are right. Even on that occasion, Monkhurst was in front of Salmon, and he went after the ball.
Salmon over the top. Monkhurst doing the shepherding. Kick forward by Gafer. Up towards centre half forward. No mark taken. Here's a chance for Banks. A wide handball to no one in particular, but Russell runs onto it. Now he goes back after it. A kick off the ground. Francis. Pace. Off to Barwick into an open goal. And he misses to the right. Boy, the fans were on their feet then, those Collingwood people.
Well, he shouldn't have really missed that. That's his 4th point for the day, Barwick. 1 goal, 4. He averages, or his career averages, approximately 2 goals a game. But Collingwood really making the ball run their way now.
Under 20 minutes remaining. Graham Wright up far too early. Spawn across the centre. Harvey has it fisted away from him. Mullane tries to storm through, can't take the football with him. Vanderhaar asks the question, and a bounce will be the result.
He's a courageous player, Mark Harvey. I mentioned earlier in the 3rd quarter how he was injured. His body must just be racked with pain, the injuries he's carried through his career.
Salmon wins it. Can't take it away. Morwood to Kelly. A high kick wide. Kick it. And Tony Shaw. Shaw has been inspirational. Look at that. That is the story of Tony Shaw. Gafer under pressure. Vanderhaar tries to soccer off the ground, but it's Shaw who brings it away. Gives it to Turner. The Pies down to the 50-metre line once again. Was the push on Dacos? Not seen, said the umpire. Back towards the wing. A tired-looking Vanderhaar. Can't take it. Neither can Spawn. Shaw overruns it. Spawn tries to sucker off the ground. Russell. Too good. Gets a kick up towards the half-forward line. O'Donnell applies the tackle. Danaher is in there battling hard. And we'll find ourselves with another bounce.
Gee, there were some terrific efforts by Tony Shaw. We mentioned, or you mentioned, Sandy, that tackle. He's not over-endowed with speed, but he just put a hand there and dragged the Essendon fellow down.
Just over 18 minutes remaining. There's Tony Shaw again, pumping Collingwood into attack, down towards Dacos. He has it. Now what will he do? He gets the hand pass away. Krasiska. Smothered away. Gavin Krasiska. Well, he's got almost a smile on his face. Perhaps he knows the outcome. Russell from 60 metres. Pulls it in towards the goal square. Interference on both sides. Who's going to recover first? Look at Brown. Look at him work. Surging it towards the goal line. Thompson's claim.
That was just magnificent stuff again by those Collingwood forwards. They are just so intent on keeping the ball in their forward line. Brown there, we saw him knocked out earlier. You've just got to take your hat off to those forwards, the way they've worked.
There's the bounce, almost in the square. O'Donnell waited, couldn't take it. Another opportunity for the Pies as it's pushed in towards the pocket. No mark. Play on the call. Mullane overruns it. Danaher also. Dacos shunted out of it. Pushed out the back. Past Russell. On to Tony Shaw. A little left foot chip. Barwick bounces off his chest.
And Tim Watson's injured too, Sandy. He's calling for the trainers. I don't know whether it's cramp.
Cramped up.
Here's the throw-in. We've got an official crowd of 98,944. Danaher leg. Watson still in trouble.
And Banks is hurt too.
Essendon haven't given up. Danaher's kick goes wide. Grenville takes the mark and gives it to O'Donnell. Bombers need to kick a couple of quick ones. O'Donnell, after 3 bounces, approaches the 50-metre line. Kicks it high into the 10-metre square. Essendon mark. Madden goals.
No, free kick.
What for?
That's against Madden pushing. Oh, the umpire a little technical on that occasion, because I've seen a lot worse incidents go by. Look at this.
Well, the slow-mo replay indicating that Simon Madden just gave Christian a little nudge out. There's the mark of the day. Jerry Kickett.
Well,
High over Tony Shaw.
Well, he kicked a miraculous goal early. He might have taken the mark of the day as well. Goal of the day maybe, also mark of the day.
Short pass into the pocket. The mark is taken by Harvey. Now Harvey is well within scoring distance. The advantage to Collingwood is 40 points, 77 to 37. We've got 15 and a half minutes left. They couldn't possibly lose from here, could they, Sandy? Well, we've seen other things happen, haven't we? Mark Harvey now from 35 to 40 metres out. Goes for goal, it's coming back. Not quite enough. And it's another behind to the Bombers.
Well, Lee Matthews has taken them to 6th, 12th, 4th and 5th. And here's another look at Derek Kickett in action.
Well, Tony Shaw, underneath. I feel for Tony Shaw, been there plenty of times myself.
Back to the action once again. And despite the pressure that's been on all day, we're still seeing some fabulous football. Kelly wants Mullane. Will tap forward. Grenvold may be first to it. Met by Banks. And it's Banks who bottles it up. Only to see Kickett steal it. The Sun upsetting Danaher. He recovers well. Swings it round with the left foot. Towards the half-forward line, only as far as Jamie Turner. Watson leaves it for Izard. He's been quiet, but so too is this man, Michael Long.
Now is that 50?
No, play on. And Buick does. Up towards the half-forward line. Wright got a touch to it. The Bombers are still trying desperately as they throw their bodies in. And this huge crowd of almost 99,000 appreciating the efforts of the 40 players we've seen in action today.
And Collingwood defence standing up grandly. They've only given away 5 goals in 3.5 quarters of football. Long at the bottom of the pack, can't get the ball out. Kerrison working overtime in there, and the umpire forced to call for another bounce. 13 minutes and 40 seconds left. Lee Matthews looking reasonably satisfied, but he won't be happy until the siren sounds. The bounce about 30 metres out from the Essendon goal. Magnificent tap out, but the Collingwood defence through Shane Borwood, and he kicks it into vacant land, and it'll bounce over for a throw-in. A long way away from the Essendon goal. So Shane Borwood achieved what he was looking for.
I am just pondering what is going to happen to this town if Collingwood win.
It'll be great stuff. 32 years they've been waiting, and they'd be standing on their seats at the moment, I would think, in anticipation. All the ruckman could do there was knock it back over the boundary line.
What an achievement by Lee Matthews, who came to the club when it was not only in financial strife, but he began a rebuilding program, and it looks as though it could bear the ultimate fruit this afternoon. Danaher soccers off the ground. Wright may be first to it. Kransberg just beats him, but the tackle is laid quickly. Danaher claimed by Kerrison. Back to Morwood. The Collingwood defence superb. Monkhorst, can he get there? Yes, the big man can.
And that's what happens, Sandy. You find something extra when you're desperate like these boys are. He just messed up his good play and kicked it over the boundary line on the full. Was it? No, it's been touched off the boot. Michael Long looking for the free kick, but the boundary umpire will throw it in, just in Essendon's forward half. They've tried very hard, the Bombers, but Collingwood have had all the answers, and with 12 minutes left, the seconds ticking away for Collingwood glory.
Still virtually on the wing. Salmon wins it. Long applies the tackle on Shaw, who gets a short kick over the boundary line once more. Well, Tony Shaw has been an inspirational player for the Magpies for a long time. This is probably his best year on a personal note, and he's going to achieve his finest moment in football very, very soon. Spawn.
It's a good effort by Spawn. A pity those efforts didn't come Essendon's way earlier in the game, because it was there to be won. You see there a bad cut. We copped that early in the third quarter, halfway through that third quarter. The blood trickling down the left ear.
Kieran Spawn directly in front. The drop punt. Shaves the post again. Well, Essendon's day.
Well, what about that Collingwood defence, Sandy? It's been a terrific unit for about 4 or 5 years, and they've only given away 14 scoring shots.
Fantastic.
Terrific stuff.
In fact, only 5 goals for the day they've given away. Kick it. Goes on with it. The left foot. High in towards the square. Turner went a little too early.
But you can see then he didn't even have eyes for the ball on that occasion, Jamie Turner. He just went up in front of the pack, hoping. And watch this. Madden, eyes for the ball. You can see that Turner just took his eyes off the ball, didn't have any idea where it was. He just wanted to upset Madden. You do that, you've got to keep your eye on the ball.
Simon Madden with his 6th kick for the day. Well, he's had a couple of shots at goal. They've both been shockers. Hewitt couldn't take it. The credit to the Collingwood defence. Sock it off the ground and rushed through by Shane Kerrison from behind.
That more or less sums up Essendon's day today. I think the way that Madden kicked into the man on the mark, it's a cardinal sin to do that.
Madden remonstrating with the umpire, indicating that the Collingwood player came over the mark. The kick comes into half-back. Anthony Danaher's got a chance and he'll get clear. He may even goal from here. No, he's a tired man. The kick drops in short. Still Collingwood repel the attacks. Jamie Turner, kick off the ground, goes to kick it. Kickett's right foot kick is high. Back there, and a great mark because that ball was certainly swirling with the breeze. Mark taken by Christian in the goal square. He kicks it to the outer side. No one home out there. Graham Wright looks a little hurt behind play. Watson is brought to the ground by Gafer. And unfairly, says the umpire, so Watson will take the free kick for Essendon.
Well, you can't question Essendon's commitment. They're really having a go in the last quarter. You can see Watson, that's the second time he's gone down in this last quarter with cramp. There, tackled by Gafer. But Essendon are really attacking the goals. And it's a compliment also to the Collingwood backmen. They're holding up and they're repelling each onslaught.
Umpire here perhaps giving Tim Watson the chance to, no he's not, he's indicating that he must take his kick because he's been able to regain his footing. No, he's not. He's going to ask Kieran Spawn to kick the football from 50 metres. So Spawn, he's had a couple of shots in the last few minutes. The kick is in. It could be a goal.
It should be against Madden, that. It should be against Madden.
It is a free kick. And it's going to Collingwood to be taken by Christian. He plays on, goes wide to the pocket. Kelly, who's played a wonderful game for Collingwood in the key defence post, kicks it wide to the wing. Izzard overruns it. He's had a miserable day, Alan Izzard. And the ball rushed over for a boundary throw-in.
Under 9 minutes remaining. 9 minutes for the drought to be broken. Madden over the back. Russell, a hurried kick on the outer wing, but over the line.
This is a quiet crowd, Sandy, by grand final standards. I wonder if this is the quiet before the storm.
They don't sound too quiet over the other side at the moment. They know the time is near. Free kick going the way of Essendon. The Collingwood chart will start shortly. 11-11 plays 5-10. Madden couldn't take it in the pack. The hurried kick by McGuan is effective. Tony Shaw gives it across to Wright. Graham Wright can bounce his way down to the half-forward line. Goes for a little chip towards Dacos. It passes both he and Brown. Thompson is there for Essendon. And on the last line of defence, gives it to a tired Danaher, who kicks towards Spawn. Couldn't take it on the half volley. Is solidly met. Wright waits for it. Kerrison, Soccer's clear. Kickett could be first to it. And caught. Ripped off the football. Breaks to Shaw again. The skipper gives it to Barwick. On to Banks. Dennis Banks caught. Back to Barwick. Doug Barwick shoots and goes. Collingwood are home. The Pies are home. Barwick kicks his second goal. And Collingwood's clock. 12-11 plays 5-10.
Well, he's kept his average up. In his career, he's kicked 137 goals, Barwick.
7 minutes left. Collingwood trying to go forward again. Broken down by Spawn after one bounce. Spawn kicks with the right foot. It goes 55 metres into the pocket. No mark taken. Christian recovers well and then delivers the ball equally as well onto the chest of Mullane. Mullane looking for the short pass. Banks, a little too high for that player. O'Donnell goes back and calmly punts the ball to Danaher, but it's too high for Anthony Danaher. Darren Mullane now, a kick to half forward. Banks can't mark. At the back, Krasiska tries to get the hand pass away, but a great effort there by Paul Hamilton. Very, very tired, all the players now. There's Bobby Rose, and there'll be a tear very close to his eye, I would think. Most of the Collingwood army chanting now, Collingwood. Essendon striving, but there's no way known that they'll get back into it. With 6 minutes left, it's a Collingwood premiership after 32 years.
And I don't think anyone at all has left this stadium. A crowd of almost 99,000 are waiting to see Collingwood begin the celebrations for their first flag for 32 years. Essendon haven't given up. Thompson kicks back towards Danaher. This is Anthony Danaher. Tim Watson says go on, and he does. Down towards the forward line. Salmon backing. Can he get there in time? Christian is with him. They both go to ground. Salmon first to recover. And can he keep it in play? No, he cannot. So a throw in the left forward pocket. 5.5 minutes remaining. Joy for Magpie supporters. Disappointment for Bomber fans. Kerrison over the top. Mullane. He's protected that thumb and he's done it well. He, like Shaw, has been inspirational.
That's a good kick by Mullane too. The clock counts down. Seconds are very, very precious. A very anxious coach's box.
They know now. They know.
Well, they've been in the grand final 9 or 10 times since 1958. And they've failed on each occasion until today.
Throwing on the wing. Izzard to Anthony Danaher. He's tried his heart out, Anthony Danaher, all day.
Now, that is a great effort. He just kept his body over the ball. That was Kelly coming through, and that's indicative of the way that Collingwood have played. Kelly picking himself up there. See there, Tony Shaw, the fist clenched, urging his players on.
Still on centre wing. Somerville. Kerrison. Long. Still Kerrison. Mullane in over the top. And another bounce.
4.5 minutes left. The play just forward of centre wing on this member's side. Monkhurst, who has rucked tirelessly all day. Izzard. Watson, who's cramped up twice. Gets the kick away. There's people on the ground. They're too close to the players. There's still 4 minutes left. Why is that person involved with Timmy Watson so close to the boundary line?
He's hurt himself, that particular fellow.
Madden. Kick it. Now Essendon try to get the ball forward through Grenville. The kick across his body. The mark is taken by Morwood. They've got all the answers, Collingwood. Morwood's kick is wide. The mark is taken by Christian on that opposite side of the ground, half-back flank. And they're sharing it around. Their glory is only moments away. The kick to half forward, Krasiska. Hamilton tired. Krasiska tries to flick it back. He does it nicely. McWan ducking and weaving. Goes around onto the right foot, kicks it in towards the centre, and the mark is taken by Francis. He's played well, 24 possessions. What can Mullane do? He goes after it. He falls over. Back goes Anthony Danaher. He slips over. Loses control of the football. He's 1-on-2. Collingwood will get it again. Bowie. Brown it was. Back to Mullane. Mullane's short pass is effective. And what is indicative of a wonderful performance by Collingwood. Their captain is marked within 50 metres of goal. Under 3 minutes left. And Tony Shaw, look at those statistics. A magnificent leader all day. The short pass is on. The centre half forward. And the mark is taken by Monkhurst. And he stood straight up all day long as Damien Monkhurst.
Hasn't kicked too many goals this year, Monkhurst. He's stayed on the ball most of the year. He's lining up for his third goal. And he's taking his time. He knows precious seconds tick away the longer he holds the ball.
2.5 minutes left. Monkhurst from 40 metres out. The kick looks pretty good. Up go the fans. It's another goal.
Well, as I mentioned, that's his third goal. Damien Monkhurst. Most improved player last year. You can see there Lee Matthews coming down. He realises the team have won. A smile on his face. And he is a very happy man.
Just over 2 minutes remaining. Lee Matthews has made his way down onto the ground. Fists clenched, and the army is ready to erupt. Ronnie Richards, who's been involved with so many of their tragedies, is almost in tears. But play goes on. Centre bounce. Monkhurst. Socket clear. Danaher. Anthony. Claimed from behind by Russell, but he gets his kick. Down towards the half-forward line. It beats them all. Simon Madden, a chance. But caught. Christian. From the back pocket. A little chip with the left foot. And he finds Jamie Turner. His father Ken was best on ground in 1958 when Collingwood won their last flag. On to Tony Shaw, his skipper, who's one of the best, and now Graham Wright. From centre wing. Stabs it up towards half forward. Gavin Brown, a classic example of courage after being knocked out, has come back and been very, very competitive against this man, Terry Danaher. Kicks to centre wing. Looks for Somerville, but beaten. Monkhurst has done well. Wants a loose man in the half-forward region, but Anthony Danaher is there. Gives it back to Harvey. Mark Harvey wobbles a punt kick in towards the wing, and the mark taken by David Grenbold. He goes up to centre half-forward. Salmon, who started in such awesome form, can't do anything with it. Madden is now forced to chase. Kelly crossed the border for a premiership with Collingwood, and he's going to get his wish. Turner and kick it. The latter ridden into the ground and will have a bounce.
Great
Some
play by...
tired players down there, aren't they? You see there Derek Kickett holding on to the ball.
What about Turner? He was no way known Derek Kickett was going to do anything with that football. Jamie Turner just put his hand straight on top of it.
35 seconds and counting down.
There's the bounce. McGuan kicks it high over his head. Gaffer, Madden, Grenbold, all there. Kickett couldn't take it. Christian with him is Wright, and it's Graham Wright who sees it over the line. He'll give away a behind gladly now because he's about to gain a premiership. 13-11, plays 5-11. The margin is 48 points. Darren Mullane can still speed down the flank, and he marks with a broken thumb. He will feel no pain tonight. From the back pocket, this will be probably the last kick. He need not even kick it. The drought is over. 52 years. They've waited. Let the celebrations begin. Alan McAllister and Lee Matthews. Tony Shaw. He's seen his brother play and lose grand finals. And now he is the champion. Let's go down onto the ground with Michael Roberts.
Absolutely fantastic down here. The feeling is absolutely sensational. All the Collingwood players are around now, and they are happy. Tony Shaw.
Well, it looks as though Michael's got mixed up in the emotion down there.
Great effort by Watson there, embracing Tony Shaw. Now Tony Shaw and Michael Roberts. How could they get hold of these players, Sandy? It's absolutely impossible. Euphoria has broken out. These players, they are just on top of themselves.
Well, they've worked so hard. Lee Matthews' rebuilding program He's waving to the crowd, and with him is his inspirational skipper, Tony Shaw. He first came, they finished 6th. They went down to 12th. They came back to 4th, then 5th, and now they have football's ultimate prize. Let's go back to Michael Roberts.
Absolutely sensational feelings down here, Bob. We couldn't get near a player, but you must have a tear in your eye because you've been in this situation so many times before.
Yes, I've had a kiss from Tony Shaw. It is a fabulous performance. I just couldn't praise the players greatly enough for their gutsy performance, their team effort, the whole works, and they've rewarded the club and they're in history now.
What about the supporters and what about Lee Matthews? You know, to come through, he's finally won a premiership. It must be fantastic for the club.
Yes, well, I'm so grateful that the guy joined us 6 years ago, and he's got his just rewards and we've got our rewards too, so we're all absolutely out of this world.
Thanks, Bobby. Bernie Quinlan's over there. Bernie.
Here, I've got Tony Shaw, I think, Don. I can't get him. I'm in the middle of it, Donny. I can't get a word here.
Certainly in the middle of it. Yes, he'd be doing very well if he could get a word there, because he is right in the middle of it. And while we've looked at the winners, we must also think of the losers.
And there's nothing worse, Sandy, than losing a grand final. You feel like, and I've been in that position, you just wonder why you even played that season, because it's just a worthless season to get so far and to miss out. But Collingwood, gee, they did it well. It's not the best Collingwood side individually that's been out there, but collectively it's got a lot of grit in that particular side, and they really did want to win today. It's just a fantastic effort.
Well, I'm sure this crowd is going to erupt again, because we've got the presentation coming up now with the chairman of the AFL Commission, Ross Oakley.
Prime Minister, Premier, my Lord Mayor, ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys. Well, what a magnificent performance today we've witnessed from the Collingwood Football Club. Years, and they've now won the first premiership under the new AFL banner. Congratulations. To present the Norm Smith Medal to the best player on the ground, we have Frank Bluey Adams, a great Melbourne champion, a player of 6 premierships. We welcome Frank to the dais. The winner of the Norm Smith Medal, surprisingly, Tony Shaw. To present the Premiership Trophy and medallions to the winning team, Dr. John Hamilton is here representing the Hamilton family, the son of the late, great Collingwood player, Jack Hamilton.
And now here's the moment Collingwood players have waited for so long, the presentation of the Premiership medallions. First of all, let's call up number 1, Damien Monkhurst. What a great game from the big fella. Number 2, Tony Francis. Let's hear it for number 3, Michael Gayfer. Number 7, Shane Morwood. Number 12, what a performance, Dennis Banks. Number 17, Doug Barwick. Number 19, Graham Wright. Number 21, Michael Christian. Number 23, Craig Kelly. Number 24, emulating the deeds of his father Ken in 1958, Jamie Turner. '26, what a comeback, Gavin Brown. '27, Craig Starcevich. '28, Gavin Krasiska. '29, Scott Russell. '30, here's a big one, James Manson. '34, the one and only Mickey McGuan. '35, the Miracle Man, Peter Dacos. Number 42, Pants himself, Darren Mullane. '44, a late inclusion, but what a performance, Shane Kerrison, Kerro. Received his medallion, the skipper, the Norm Smith medalist, number 22, Tony Shaw. And he's been on this stand before, ladies and gentlemen, never as the coach of a winning team, and it happens to be Collingwood, the coach, Lee Matthews. There it is, the presentation by Dr. John Hamilton.